everybody. So here is a nice little flow of exercises to help to just mobilise through the spine. So it might be a really nice little flow to do when you wake up in the morning or before going to bed at night. So we'll start in sitting. We'll sit nice and tall on our sitting bones. If you do want to sit on a cushion, which I am actually going to do, to be a little bit more comfortable, you can do. So feet are on the floor, knees are bent. You can place your hands on your legs or you can have them down by your side, whatever's more comfortable. So as always, we always start with a little bit of breathing. So let's take a nice deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. So let the tension release. Take a nice deep breath in and a long breath out. Good. Take a nice deep breath in. And on this out breath, we're going to bring the chin gently down to the chest. I want you to imagine you're peeling your spine away from an imaginary wall. Imaginary wall. As we're rolling forwards, torso over the thighs. So we're going to stay in this position. So take a nice deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. So as we breathe in, try and focus that breath into the back of the rib cage, into the spine. Give those little muscles a little bit of a release and really breathe into the lower lobes of those lungs. Let's do one more nice deep breath in through the nose. And as we're breathing out, we're going to restack that spine like building blocks, one vertebra on top of the other as we slowly stack back up, sitting up nice and tall. Good. So from here, I'm going to pop the block to the side. Keep that close. Take a breath in. As we're breathing out, I'm just going to slowly roll down onto the mat. You can put your hands behind the thighs if you feel you need to. Have a little bit of support all the way down onto our back. So from here, bring the feet a little bit closer towards your hips, arms down by your side. You want the pelvis in a nice, comfortable, neutral position. Feel the back of the pelvis nice and relaxed, sinking into the floor. Feel the feet firmly spread on the mat from little toe to big toe to the midpoint on the back of the heel. Just going to gently reach our fingers down towards our heels. We'll just slide those shoulders down and keep that neck nice and long. So let's take a breath in. As we're breathing out, we're going to engage through our core muscles, our abdominal muscles. We're going to imprint that spine onto the floor, that lower back, as we slowly peel the spine away from the floor. Bone by bone, all the way up into that bridge position where the weight is resting across your shoulder blades. We take a breath in here. As we're breathing out, we're going to soften through the breastbone. I'm going to place each vertebra back down on the floor, one by one. So we really want to articulate through the spine. Get that low back down before you roll that pelvis into neutral. Release through those glutes, release through the front of the hips. Take a breath in. Breathing out, we're going to tuck and roll that pelvis. We're going to wheel that spine up off the floor. So think of pressing the feet evenly into the floor. Gently squeezing through our glutes. And feel nice and open through the front of those hips. We take a nice wide breath in as we keep our centre engaged. As we're breathing out, keep relaxed through the shoulders as we place the spine back down onto the floor, vertebra by vertebra, all the way into neutral. Good. From here, let's grab our cushion. We're going to turn onto our side. So knees are bent, arms out in front. So from here, let's just gently lift our lower waist away from the floor so we can get that spine in that neutral position. Shoulders down, neck long. Take a breath in as we reach the arm up towards the ceiling. As we're breathing out, we're going to rotate through the waist. Keep the knees and the hips stacked. Taking the arm back. Open up through the chest. We take a nice deep breath in. As we're breathing out, gently engage a little bit more through those tummy muscles as we wind the spine all the way back round, bringing those hands together. Good. Take a breath in, reach up towards the ceiling. Breathing out, keep that top shoulder down and just follow your fingers with your eyes. Good, as we rotate through the waist. Take a breath in. As we're breathing out, coming all the way back round, keeping that top shoulder down, neck nice and long. Bring those hands together. Let's do that one more time. Take a breath in. Breathing out, rotate it round, shoulder down, neck nice and long, a nice feeling of openness through the front of the chest. Nice little stretch the chest through those shoulders at the front. Take a breath in, out. Keep lifting the underside waist. Don't let that underside waist sink into the floor. Good. So from here, we're going to come up onto all fours. Up onto all fours. So from here, we've got our hands underneath our shoulders, knees underneath our hips. Take a breath in. As we're breathing out, we're going to tuck the tailbone under. As we're going to curve all the way through the spine into that cat position and tuck in that chin last. As we breathe in, we're going to release through the tailbone, release through the low back, mid back, upper back, neck, head. Eye gaze is straight down. Take a breath in. Breathing out. Tuck that tailbone under. Gently push the hands into the floor, lifting up through those shoulders, pulling that tummy in. Take a breath in as we release all the way through the spine into that neutral position. So we'll change up a little bit on the next two. Take a breath out as we're rolling through that spine, tucking that tailbone under. Tuck in that chin last. So from here, we want to keep a rounded spine. Keep the hands where they are as you sit your bottom back towards your heels. We'll give you a nice little stretch down the sides of the back. Shift the weight forward. And from here, we're going to release the tailbone, lengthen through the spine as we just come up into a little extension of the upper body. Neck nice and long, keep those shoulders down. From here, pass through that neutral position. Spine is nice and long. Tuck that tailbone under. Arching through the spine like a hissing cat. Keep that shape in the spine. As you sit the bottom back towards your heels, a nice stretch through that back. For the spine opening. Shift the weight forward. And release through the spine. Pass through neutral, come into like a little extension of that upper back. Come into neutral. So from here, we're going to lift the arm up to the side. Keep lifting up, we rotate. Fingers up towards the ceiling. As we're breathing out, bend through that supporting elbow. Thread that arm through. Breathe it in. Push yourself up. Lengthen out to the side. We open up. Arm is straight. From here, bend through that supporting elbow. Arm goes through. See how far you can reach. A nice stretch through that upper back. This is a great one for those who are a bit stiff in that middle and upper back. Really good to get it mobilising and moving. Thread it through. This is the last one. Good. And push yourself up. Good. So from here, sit that hip down on the floor. Separate the legs into a bit of a Z position. So from here, try and keep this back hip down. And lift up and over, like a little mermaid stretch. You can reach out through those fingers, out through the crown of the head, coming down onto that forearm. Good. Take a nice deep breath into that open side. Good. Breathing out, push up as we take that stretch the other way. So think of lifting up before we go over. Good. We'll do that one more time. Reaching up before we go over. And come down onto that forearm. Keep that back hip down as much as possible. Good. Imagine you're going from side to side between two panes of glass. So don't allow that top shoulder to roll forward. Take it the other way. Keep reaching out through the crown of the head, reaching out through those fingers. So from here, we're going to bring that top shoulder square to the floor as we reach a little bit further forwards with those fingers. Come back into that side bend and lengthen all the way up. So we'll go into the other side. So you won't start with breathing. We'll come all the way down, so swivel yourself around. And we're going to come all the way down to the floor. So we'll start with those hip rolls. So you bring those feet in a little bit closer to your hips. Okay, pelvis in neutral. Let's take a breath in. Breathing out, we're going to tuck and roll the pelvis. Rolling up through the spine. At the top, take a breath in. As we're breathing out, keep the shoulders nice and open at the front as we place each bone back on the floor. One by one, get that low back down, roll that pelvis to neutral. Take a breath in. Breathing out, we're engaging through that tummy. There's those abdominal muscles that create that little pelvic tilt. Then we squeeze through the glutes and push down through the feet. Good, reaching out through the knees, nice and open through the front of the hips. Take a nice wide breath in, keeping those abs engaged. Breathing out, roll it back down. Good. Let's do that one more time. Take a breath in. Breathing out. We're articulating through each vertebra. Peeling the spine up, keeping the neck nice and long. Take a breath in. Breathing out and slowly roll it back down. Good. Get that low back on the floor. Return the pelvis to neutral. So we'll come onto our side. So remember your little cushion underneath the head. Good. So we're lifting that underside waist away from the floor, hands together. Take a breath in, reaching up towards the ceiling. Breathing out, keep the knees and hips stacked one on top of the other as we rotate through the waist, through that rib cage. Take a nice deep breath in. Breathe it out. Gently pull the tummy button in as we wind the spine back round. That start position, hands together. Take a breath in, reach up towards the ceiling. Follow your fingers with your eyes. Keep that top shoulder down. Good. Take a nice deep breath in. As we breathe it out, keep lifting that underside waist away from the floor. You've got that corset wrapped around that waist. We'll do that one more time. Take a breath in, reach up towards the ceiling. Reaching with those fingers, reaching away towards that back wall. Keep that top shoulder down. Take a breath in. Breathe it out. Wind the spine all the way back round to its neutral position. Bring the hands together. From here, onto all fours. So we'll do a few cats again. Hands underneath shoulders. Spread those fingers nice and wide. Knees underneath our hips. Take a breath in. As we're breathing out, we're tucking that tailbone under and we're arching all the way through the spine. Like that hissing cat, sucking in that chin last. From here, we breathe in. We're going to release the tailbone. We're going to release all the way through the spine. Lower back, mid back, shoulders down. Eye gaze is straight down towards the floor in neutral. Take a breath in. Breathing out. Engaging through that centre. Imagine you've got a burning fire underneath and you don't want to burn your tummy. Breathing in, we're going to release. Good. Keep a gentle engagement on those core muscles. So we're changing it up again. Take a breath in. Breathing out. Tuck that pelvis under, round through that spine. So we're keeping the hands where they are as we sit our bottom back towards our heels. Good. Keep the spine round. We shift the weight forward. We release through the spine. Keep a gentle engagement of your tummy muscles as we come into a little extension. So just think of shining that breastbone forward. We want to show off that beautiful necklace. And again, tuck that tailbone under. Push those hands into the floor to lift up towards the ceiling. Keep that spine rounded. We sit the bottom back towards the heels. Shift the weight forward and release through the spine. We pass through that neutral position of the spine and the pelvis, and we come into that little extension, keeping the neck lovely and long. Come into that neutral position. Nice long line from tailbone out through the crown of the head. We're going to lift the arm up towards the side. We're going to keep lifting up towards the ceiling. Then we thread the arm underneath, bend that supporting elbow. Push yourself back up. Breathe in. Open up through the front of the chest. Get that mid and upper back mobilised. It's great for those who are sitting at a desk all day. Push yourself up. One more. Float the arm up towards the ceiling. We still want that gentle engagement on those abdominal muscles. And thread the arm through. Good. Push yourself up. From here into that little side position. That little Z position with the legs. Keep that back hip down as much as possible. So from here, reaching up before we go over. See how far you can go without putting your forearm on the floor. Let's take a breath into that open side. As we breathe out, we're going to push ourselves up. We're going to just go the other way, reaching up and over. Good, other side. So again, you're moving between two panes of glass, so don't allow that top shoulder to roll forwards. Take a nice deep breath in. Breathing out, push yourself up. Pass through that centre, reaching up and over the other way. Good, so from here, getting that nice stretch down the side of the body. We're going to tip this top shoulder down towards the floor, so we reach with those fingers to get a really nice stretch through the waist, through the lats. Come back into that little side bend. And then lift back up. So from here, let's finish with a little spine stretch forward. So grab your cushion if you want to. Sitting up. Legs a little bit wider, probably about mat width apart. Sitting up nice and tall. So from here, take a breath in. Breathe out, chin to chest. We're peeling that spine off the wall. Bone by bone as we creep those fingers forward. Fingers reaching the crown of the head forward. Pull that tummy button gently backwards into that spine. We take a breath in. As we breathe out, we're going to re-snack back up. Sitting up nice and tall, shoulders down. Take a breath in. Breathing out, chin to chest. So articulating through each vertebra as we're rolling down. Reaching forwards, get a nice little stretch down the back of the thighs through those hamstrings. Take a breath in. Breathing out, re-snack back up. Good, all the way up into sitting. Very good, all done.